A court of law once sentenced a movie to die. In 1925, a German judge ordered every print and every negative of this film to be hunted down and destroyed. And yet, a century later, you can watch it for free right now. The reason it survived is pure outlaw luck. The movie is Nosferatu, made in 1922. On the surface, it's a vampire story, all shadows and dread. But underneath, it was a crime scene. The filmmakers had stolen one of the most famous novels of all time, and they thought they could get away with changing a few names. The source was Bram Stoker's Dracula, published in 1897. The German studio wanted to film it, but they never got the rights from Stoker's estate. So instead of paying, they simply rewrote the labels. Count Dracula became Count Orlok. Transylvania moved. The story stayed exactly the same. But here's the twist that saved it artistically. The filmmakers didn't make a charming cape-wearing aristocrat. They made a creature. Max Schreck played Orlok as something rat-like and skeletal, with a bald skull, pointed ears, and long curling claws instead of hands. That design changed everything. Before Nosferatu, vampires in the popular imagination were seductive nobles. After it, the vampire could be vermin, plague, a walking corpse. You can trace that rotting, inhuman look straight through a century of horror movies that followed. Nosferatu is also a cornerstone of germanexpressionism, a movement obsessed with mood over realism. Watch the famous shot of Orlok's shadow creeping up a staircase, his clawed hand stretching across the wall. The fear isn't in what you see directly. It's in the dark shapes crawling at the edges. This film also helped lock in one of the most famous rules in all of horror. Sunlight kills the vampire. In Stoker's novel, daylight only weakened Dracula. But Nosferatu's ending, where the monster dissolves in morning light, helped popularize the idea that sunrise is a death sentence. Then the lawyers arrived. Bram Stoker had died in 1912, and his estate was guarded fiercely by his widow, Florence Stoker. When she discovered an unauthorized German Dracula floating around, she did not negotiate. She sued the studio for copyright infringement, and she won. The court agreed the film was an illegal copy of Dracula, names changed or not. The studio behind Nosferatu had already collapsed into bankruptcy, so there was little money to claw back. So the judgment went after the only thing left, the film itself. In 1925, the court ordered all prints and the original negatives to be destroyed. Not censored, not shelved, erased. As far as the law was concerned, Nosferatu was supposed to vanish from the earth completely, as if it had never been shot at all. But films are slippery things. By the time the order came down, copies had already been shipped abroad, sold to distributors, and quietly scattered across the world. You can burn the prints you can find. You cannot burn the ones already hiding in another country. Those surviving bootleg and export copies are the reason Nosferatu exists today. Over the decades, film archivists hunted down scattered prints, compared them, and stitched the movie back together from the pieces that slipped through the court's net. We are watching a fugitive. Here's the final irony. The film that a court tried to wipe out for being an illegal copy is now public domain, free for anyone on Earth to copy as much as they want. The lawsuit meant to kill it couldn't even outlive it. Time made it untouchable. So the next time someone calls a horror movie unkillable, remember the one that literally beat a death sentence in court. Nosferatu was condemned, hunted, and ordered to ash, and it's still staring back at us from the shadows. This is The Real Vault. Subscribe, and let's crack open the next one together.